time to slow down to then speed up by building systems, SOPs, processes, really doing the training so that I can properly duplicate myself to then be able to delegate to my team effectively. So I ended up transitioning out like a $100,000 employee that I had and putting 3 people in that person's place remote. Now tripling my productivity. My business just exploded because I was doing more, better profit margins.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Pivot to Profit. I have the amazing Pantozzi here with me today. How are you, Tiffany?
Good. I'm excited to have this conversation with you today.
I am so pumped. So let me officially introduce you. Tiffany Pantozzi is a nationally recognized real estate leader, marketing expert, and founder of both Align Real Estate and Sync. Her current passion is with Sync as a remote support service, helping business owners scale by leveraging specialized virtual assistants. Through Sync, Tiffany empowers entrepreneurs to streamline operations, reclaim their time, and focus on high impact growth. Amazing. I'm so excited about this. You and I know each other and definitely done some business together, so super excited to share all that. But let's start with, what did little Tiffany want to be when she grew up?
Oh, I love this because I am so not on that path. Although that little girl had big dreams, I took some different turns along the way. So when I was younger, I would say that when I grew up, I always knew I wanted to be at the top of a company. So I knew that. I knew I wanted to be like the CEO, head of some really big fashion brand. And back in the day, there was a fashion brand called Lamb by Gwen Stefani. This is so back in the day. And I thought it would be the coolest thing to run her brand one day, be some big executive in New York City. So didn't end up doing that because I did learn along the way that I would not be a good employee for someone. I marched to the beat of my own drum. So I needed to find my own path to success and leadership. So that's kind of where I took that turn.
I love it. So what was little Tiffany taught about money? Was money good, bad? Should you want it? All of that.
Yes, I mean, it was good. It got us beautiful things in our life and great, beautiful experiences, and afforded us many, many wonderful things and memories. And I was always taught, if you work hard, you will enjoy the fruits of your labor. So my family always instilled that in me, and I, am college educated. I strive to hit goals and aspirations. So yeah, it was all good in my world.
Money was positive. I love it. It's funny how rare that is to see. A lot of entrepreneurs have what I call money trauma, right? Like their mindset around money, they've had to do a lot of work on.
Although it was good, I think that my drive today might stem from a little bit of a trauma of a wanting so much, feeling like I need it to maintain and sustain and live the life I've always wanted. So you have that little bit of trauma, oh my God, what if it doesn't happen? What if I don't get it? What if I don't achieve? So it like drives you and fuels you a little bit more. So from where I came from, although I was well provided for, it wasn't like everything was handed to me in my career. Nothing I've done in my career is from a family business or somebody giving me that opportunity, like from my family, right? It was all something that I had to go and achieve and earn on my own. So I think that little bit of that fire in your head of knowing like what it takes from having working parents, knowing that it's not just doesn't happen overnight, you got to put in the work. I mean, I think that gives you a little bit of trauma of like that scarcity mindset, like, oh my God, what if I don't achieve and I don't get it, right? So maybe that's what fuels most people as well.
How did you get into real estate?
This is a fun, quick story as well. I went to college for fashion, hence the wanting to be the CEO of Lamb, Gwen Stefani's brand, okay? Fashion merchandising, always had a business mindset. I started my own apparel company right out of college, sold sports licensed apparel all over the country. I had all the NCAA licenses, NBA licenses, did private label for NFL. I sold millions of dollars of apparel. I was in Kohl's and Fanatics.com and all of the big retailers. And then I ended up getting an opportunity to sell that company and move into a different direction in my career. And at that time, my husband owned a title company, or still does. My family, brother and mom had been in real estate. So they had some experience in that world. And they said, Tiffany, you would be so good in this. You really should look into it. And truly, I went in kicking and screaming. I didn't have any interest in being a realtor at all, or real estate, but I gave it a try. And it was amazing for me with my skills that I had. And I was able to, I have my own brokerage. I have 12 agents across top markets in Florida. I'm a top, performing professional myself. There's like 20,000 agents here in Central Florida. And I'm proud to say that after a lot of hard work and 7+ years in the industry, I'm in the top 100. So I like to share that because everybody's a realtor, right? Your cousin, your aunt, your brother, everyone. But I really took this seriously in this profession. So that's how I kind of went in. My family pulled me into the real estate world.
Okay, and so do you love real estate? Like what's fun for you about it?
So what's fun for me about it is I find that I'm a good advisor. I am a very transparent person. I will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, which is important in this world, that not everybody is comfortable doing that, but I am. And I feel like I'm able to help people solve problems, like the problem of finding the perfect property in the right price point and negotiating on their behalf to get them the ideal deal and advising them what's the best area to live. So, I mean, I really enjoy that advisory level before you break into the super emotional part of the real estate world, right? And that like part where it's so emotional because it's personal, and then it's like you're, a therapist for people, taking them through these very lengthy, scary at times transactions. But I do enjoy the journey of the advisory side of the real estate industry.
So Align Real Estate is in Orlando. So how big is your footprint of people that you work with?
So I'm based out of Central Florida. I have agents that work for my brokerage in South Florida, Miami, Palm Beach, Naples, over in Tampa, St. Pete area, and then here in Central Florida. Those are our primary locations that we cover. We work with everybody in all different price points. I personally work more in the higher end price point with sellers and buyers, but then we have investor specialists on our team, commercial specialists on our team, first time home buyer specialists on our team. So we really work with everybody and have a good way to support, the needs of all of our clients.
Very cool. And as you were scaling Align, you were building systems and processes and starting to use some offshore help, which created Sync. So share that story with us.
Yes, exactly. So, I was a one-woman show for so long. There's always that lengthy to-do list or ideas of initiatives that you just wish you can get to that would take your business to the next level. And I was, stepping into motherhood at the time, and I just knew that I needed more hands on deck. Now, it's expensive to hire people, and you have to have a lot of money to commit to a salary for somebody sitting in your office that, and in real estate, this is an interesting industry where it's very, you just don't know. Tomorrow is not promised to you in this industry. There, every day could be different. Every month is different in what's coming in terms of transactions. So for me, I needed to look at a different possibility of how I can provide support in a very, smart way financially for my company. So I started looking into the idea of virtual assistants. Hired a company. It was not a good fit for me. The person that they placed wasn't as educated as I needed. I didn't get the support from the company that I needed. It was new to me at the time, so it was not successful. But I knew that a lot of people were doing this, and there had to be more. There had to be a better option. I'm just so type A. I'm very detailed, very particular to how I like things. I do work in a more elevated space with elevated clientele, so I knew that this had to be something I could figure out. So I ended up sourcing my own talent, and I took the time to slow down to then speed up by building systems, SOPs, processes, really doing the training so that I can properly duplicate myself to then be able to delegate to my team effectively. So I ended up transitioning out like $100,000 employee that I had and putting 3 people in that person's place remote, okay? Now tripling my productivity, right? And my business just exploded because I was doing more, better profit margins, and ultimately I ended up, a friend of mine was like, wow, Tiffany, you're doing so well. How are you doing this? She was having some personal struggles in her health, and she had an overpaid and underperforming internal team member like I had at one point. And I said, you know what? I hate seeing you in this position. I really think I can help you based on what I've been doing in my business. Let me help source somebody for you, give you my best practices and tools, and my team will oversee them for you and help manage and integrate them. Let me do this for you. Fast forward, she now has multiple assistants and her business is up over 500%. And this is a good friend of mine. So when I did this for her, she was like, Tiffany, this is amazing. I can't believe you built all these things. We know you as a marketing and sales, expert, but we never knew you had this operations brain behind the scenes. And I was like, yeah, I'm so particular to how I like things done. And if for me to trust in people to do them the way I want, I have to lay it all out for them so that I can get clarity, right? So by helping a friend, then I started helping other friends, and I realized this was something that a lot of top performing professionals could use at a higher level of talent that we provide, higher level of service and oversight and management that we provide. very different than other companies, and we like to say we are not your average VA company. So for that reason, we now have birthed Sync, and it is tremendous. It is helping so many professionals in all different industries across the country, and I am so pumped and like passionate about this because I see the impact I'm making. So it has really just revived me in a whole new way working on this business.
And when you think about Sync, one of the things that you're saying to business owners is, what is your time worth? And helping them understand the difference in how much time they're wasting doing tasks that someone else can do. So how do you help people go through that exercise?
This is the most important exercise that every person listening needs to go through, because you really don't think about it every day, but we're doing minimal tasks that, even if it's something as silly as going to pick up some flyers from a print shop. I'm giving you an example, like taking the time to place that order, like that hour that you could have spent prospecting or doing something better when somebody else could have handled that for you. You have to start thinking about your hourly rate. So I tell people, what is your hourly rate today, or what's your aspirational hourly rate? Now let's do that math and figure that out, because if you can find somebody, whether maybe it is an internal person in your office or it is a remote person, you can find somebody that you can delegate those tasks to at less than your hourly rate. You should be delegating the tasks, right? And people do this for different reasons. You can want to delegate tasks and get more time back to keep growing your business, because you need your time focused on what's the highest and best use of that time. What are the things that are going to impact sales or profit margin, things like that, relationships in your business. Or people also want to get more time back because they just want time with their family. They want to go on that week-long vacation without opening the laptop all the time, right? But they don't want to see their businesses suffer for it at the same time, right? So whatever the reason may be, really thinking back and sitting back and really valuing your time. What is your hourly rate? Who else could be doing these tasks for me is where you're going to make the biggest impact moving forward as you grow your business.
What type of roles is Sync helping entrepreneurs fill?
So our primary focus is administrative and marketing, as well as executive assistant roles. Those are our three main buckets. So things that fall within those buckets, maybe somebody just needs a really strong graphic designer. They don't need all the other, marketing specialties. So we can source for that. Somebody might need somebody that's really strong in supporting their accounting or bookkeeping, right? So we can support for that, but that would be considered under my admin umbrella. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So those are our two main umbrellas that we like to focus on placement for. And of course, executive assistants, helping high level professionals on all the things day to day in their business, whether it be navigating that Reddit inbox or just coordinating, your kid's birthday present order, or, a gift that needs to be shipped, flowers to your mother. I don't know, like personal things as well, right? Whatever it might be, all the things, transportation, all the things.
And when you have entrepreneurs that you're working with, how do you coach them on the delegation that it takes to release tasks and allow someone else to do it? Because a lot of high performing entrepreneurs that I know really struggle with delegation. So how do you help your clients navigate that?
Really struggle. It is a coaching as well. I mean, we tell our clients that we're not only helping to train and oversee and manage your specialist, but there is an element of coaching and guiding you as well. Obviously, they're very successful. You have a business, so you've done things right, but we don't know all the things, right? There's always room for growth and learning and being open to other ideas. So ultimately, we do have best practices that we have. Every single specialist that gets placed has a team lead that oversees them and meets with them weekly, and as well as accessible to the client and has meetings with the client. But we give them best practices of like, okay, first, how do we build out the list of things that you want to take off your plate? B, how are we going to schedule meetings and show your new specialist how you like things done, where we are in the world of virtual, meetings. We can have a Zoom with anybody across the world at any time. And guess what? We can also use other AI and great tools that can record those calls, help us build SOPs, help us show people things. So like for me, if I move very fast, I talk very fast, my team comes on a call with me, I move through everything I need, they're recording it, I jump off. If they're unclear, they can go back to the recording. I gotta move on, okay? So there's a lot of little tips and tricks that we guide along the way to help to train the specialists, get them up to speed, get clear understanding of what the expectations are, but then also we assign them a US phone number. So just like you'd call anybody sitting in your office, you can call this person. You can FaceTime this person. You can, get on a Zoom call or whatever. Like just getting people comfortable remembering that they're not as far away as they may seem. You can get access to them anytime. And I think that that's important for people. Or like little tricks. It's like, sharing your gallery, photos in your gallery. Like it's a simple thing. Like you're out getting content for marketing people, for instance. We're out, it's like you worry, well, what if they're not there with me? Okay, well, anything you captured in your phone, just quickly click, 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 share it, boom, they have it. They can turn it into something for you. There's a lot of other tricks. Or like I buy the DJI Osmo, the pocket one, right? This is so cool. It fits in your purse. It can go in your clutch. It is professional quality video that I can shoot like I'm a professional behind the scenes, all the B-roll that is needed at an event. Somebody can hold it for me. I can say something in the front of it if I need it. The audio quality is great. I can quickly upload that content to my editor, my video marketing manager, and they can edit it and do whatever is needed. So there's a lot of little tricks along the way to get people comfortable with sharing, delegating, knowing that how that team is there to support them.
Awesome. I love those are great tips. So Tiffany, as someone who's built a business, exited it, successful real estate company, and now with Sync, how has the business number side of things played a role in your story? Because you can't exit a business if you don't know your numbers.
I hired a CFO. So listen, I don't want to be the numbers person in my business, but there are a lot of experts, i.e. Pam Jordan and others, that can be that expert for you to advise you. So, obviously knowing our numbers is key for everything. I mean, you can't just blindly spend and get yourself into quite a pickle in your business if you don't have the funds or don't know what's coming in receivables to know what that next initiative is you want to invest in and that you're going to have the funds to cover it, right? There's so many different things and pitfalls people get themselves into. But at the same time, in the same breath, I will tell you, I am an advocate of you have to spend money to make money, okay? So we can't be cheap either and be chintzy if you expect to grow your business, okay? But with the advisement of the proper financial professional, you can know how to budget for those things. So yeah, knowing your numbers is key, but I believe in hiring the experts. I do this even like videographers. Like when I first started in my business, in my career, I'm going to tell you, you have to do it all, right? You don't yet have that budget. So I did invest at least when I first started in a gimbal, and I was going around getting all my own content, and I'd sit in my bed and make my little videos on a free app, Now I would never even try to make it all myself because I have a budget to hire a professional videographer that can follow me around an event and create beautiful content. So you make adjustments where needed when you're getting started and kind of bootstrapping. But once you're at a certain level, you must invest in the right key players to support your business. And for number one, knowing your finances, knowing your taxes and what you're spending, what you're paying, like there's a lot of opportunity for savings when done right. So hiring the right professional is key. Spend the money. That's what I would advise all day long.
Yes, I agree 100%. So tell me about what numbers that you look at as the CEO of a couple businesses. What are some key metrics that you're looking at on a weekly or monthly basis that your CFO is showing you that's like letting you know, am I good, am I bad, and helping you gauge the success of your businesses?
Well, I mean, you always want to know money in, money out, right? But I think that we have a company where people sign up and they have a contract. So we have some sort of a runway to understand what might be coming in. And then beyond that contract, it's month to month. But of course, if we're delivering, we've had a good track record of the clientele continuing because our contracts are only 3 months. We only want 3 months to prove that we are a great partner for that person, and then it's month to month from there. But, having to keep a close eye on my American Express spending is really key because things add up much quicker than you thought. I mean, I've never been a girl that keeps cash in my wallet because it goes away too quickly. So I didn't like feeling like it was gone, but it's even more dangerous with credit cards because then you just keep swiping. I think that really reviewing, the expenses every month is so important to make sure. Also, like things get randomly charged on your cards and you don't realize it, especially when you're running at such a high capacity. Multiple people in your business are running and charging your cards. So it takes a lot of time to really sift through and make sure things are being spent and charged properly and you're not getting overcharged for anything. So we definitely keep a real close eye on that and just understanding what the receivables are and making sure that's balanced based on, labor costs and expenses and all of that. benefit stuff.
Yeah, I agree. It's amazing how quickly, if you're not paying attention to the expenses, things can get on your card and just add up and like, we haven't used this software in 3 months. Why are we still paying this? So paying attention to your expenses is huge. We as CFOs do an expense audit, and that's where we go through 3 months of credit card bills and figure out, hey, why do we have 3 subscriptions to Adobe? Like, what's going on here? You know?
I think that's where the most opportunity sometimes for saving is double checking your spend on your credit cards, your business cards. It's a little painful at times too, you know, when you do it. But yeah, it's so necessary.
Absolutely. Tiffany, this is great. What is on the horizon for you? What's coming next?
Well, for us, you know, our growth with Sync and being able to impact more professionals across the country is the focus right now. We've barely scratched the surface. This business has been built by word of mouth, from success stories, from, you know, network to network. And we are finally getting it, you know, to the phase where we're comfortable sharing it to a broader audience now. And we are really excited about the impact that we can make, because we really do feel that what we're doing is different. It's an elevated service. It is more hands-on. There's more tools that we equip our team with to provide a higher level service. We have AI education and training that is so necessary. You know, one thing I will say is that somebody once said to me, why would you be, you know, starting a virtual assistant company? We have AI. We're not going to need virtual assistants. Well, I know at the level I perform at a high level, I don't have the time to even do the AI, right? Like, I don't have the time to sit down and do the prompt and pull the details. Like, I still need my assistants to do it. So I'm taking the time to train my assistants, to train our team members to have that knowledge base for our clients, because they're still going to work smarter, faster, more proficient. But, you know, at a certain level in your business, you still need people around you to support you, no matter how much AI you have. So for us, that is an important component of our training that we do, and we do continued training. So we're dialed in to creating some of the most well-equipped, educated, awesome virtual support anybody can find in the country.
Awesome. Well, I cannot wait to see the impact that you and your team at Sync have. Tiffany, thank you so much for sharing your profit story with us. Where can my audience connect with you?
Absolutely. Well, you can go to scalewithsync.com, learn more about Sync. You can schedule a consultation right from that website with me and talk all about how we can help you scale your business and get more time back.
Thank you so much. Hey, listener, if you need help understanding your business numbers, increasing your profit, and reducing your taxes, just go to pamjordan.com and book a call with my team. And remember, it's not what you make that matters, it's what you keep.